How's it going, everybody? It's MaxHP. Oh my god, we just finished the E3 Direct, and I have a lot to say. And joining me today is none other than Mr. Blade, TheOmniBlade. You good? You alright?
I'm not gonna do it again.
Okay, yeah.
We have news!
At last, we have information. We know what this game is called now. So Fire Emblem 16. Say that again?
I stand by the fact that this is not the official name yet, because that sounds too vague.
Well, whatever. That's not a big deal. Well, for now,
Whatever,
we're just gonna call
Three Houses!
Anyway, Fire Emblem 16 is called
name.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It's the next game on Nintendo Switch, the next real Fire Emblem game after Echoes. And oh my god, I don't have words. It's just wild. So I guess let's go through this trailer.
It's just everything Kyle wanted, but we'll get to that because they show that.
Yeah, so let's just go through this. So first of all, we have this game, this map. We have a continent.
Yeah,
we have a continent.
It's not
I believe
Fate's Landia. Google Maps.
I think it's called like Fodlan or something, Fodlan or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's some kind of weird pronunciation, but we have a name. So there's three kingdoms. I assume there's like 3 kingdoms in it, as well as some ancillary
we
kingdoms.
see the 3 banners, and
yeah,
I'm gonna try and read them as like we see that this red one is called Aser Artin, I believe.
Something like that.
Aser Artin.
It's hard to read.
The red one.
The blue one is Fergus, or Ferg.
Something like that.
I can't read the last letter.
I think it might be a Y. It might be Furious or something. I'm not sure. But that's the blue one. Mm-hmm. And screw trying to read that green one. I can't tell what letter that first thing is even.
And then I guess there's there's a bunch of other
and there's
maps. But
just
it's not Google Maps, It's not Google Maps, which I like a lot,
and we also see like all these little areas too, where like you see like I see Briannac is like this thing on the right. I see Magzor.
Yeah, there's also it looks like there's some island nations as well, off the coast.
Like I see people speculating already on Twitter that like is that Valentia over on the on the right or something, or Ram
we have no idea. We don't know if this is I'm gonna strike a guess and say it's probably unrelated to anything else.
I would say this is completely unique unless. Well, here's the thing. On the top right, you can see it connects over to more land masses. So we can't be like if you just kind of pan it out.
It's impossible to tell right now, but for now we're gonna go under the assumption that it's its own thing.
We could assume it doesn't like the closest thing this looks like to me is Magvel. But even then, Magvel was an island nation.
But even like tonally, this looks different from anything else we've seen.
This is separate. Like I am just glad that
but
it is.
We'll get into we'll get into the aesthetics. It's just like we get these. So it looks like the cutscenes are. It looks like the cutscenes are Studio Kara still.
Yes.
So it looks like Studio Kara is returning from Echoes,
and they stepped their game up.
A little bit. I still don't totally like how they go about things because their frame rate just looks so weird, especially when you put it next to gameplay. Because it looks like this 15 frames per second kind of thing. It's really off-putting to me. It's something. It's one of the complaints I had with Echoes is just because the cutscenes themselves they look beautiful. It's just I really wish they that frame rate makes makes the motion look kind of janky to me. That's the thing. Maybe it'll be better in the final release, but
just don't give us Berserk 2017 flashbacks and we're good.
I don't think so.
Because I don't really get that from this. I got that from Echoes, and it was just like, gosh, these soldiers look so janky and awkward. Yeah. But like you see this like 2 seconds of animation where it's like this one soldier fighting against another one as he slashes against him.
Yeah.
And it does look a bit choppy, but I feel it's deliberate in this case. But then right after that, we get. Lord knows how much symbolism is going on here with this.
Yeah, can we grasp anything from the story from these little cuts, these little like peaks in the narration?
Well, if you go at like 15 seconds on that trailer, you see a woman kneeling in white robes with a sword that almost looks like a fusion between Falchion and the Levin sword, which is very strange because you just see the curves on it, but it also has that slender base. It's not completely rigid and zigzaggedy throughout. and then after you go past the little 2 seconds of animation there, you see a white dragon surrounded by other smaller black dragons hovering
above her is some kind of,
and then
I guess some kind of goddess figure.
We get a deity. We don't see the.
I'd imagine.
You don't see the face.
I'm betting that these two, the dragon and the goddess above her, are the same. One and the same. It's just like one's her human form, one's her dragon form.
It could be like this version of Naga, since Naga was never intended to have a face before, so maybe what they just slapped together in Awakening could be retconned in this version. But then, like I just said, you don't see her face, but then literally
Possibly.
You see a few images, like you see whoever this woman with the blonde flowing hair, she has a circlet with dragon wings on her, so maybe she's like, I would say she's like the Tiki equivalent for this, in that she could be like the voice of this goddess, or maybe this is the Naga's voice of this generation, and she might be a Maniquette. I mean, she does have that look to her. She has green tips on the hair that's on her shoulders. Of course, we see the dragon wings in the circlet. The flower gives that natural look that Maniquettes typically have. So she could be another prophet like that. Then you see the goddess immediately after. You get a brief glimpse of that goddess. You see her face. She's got another dress. She has, I guess, like dancer rings, or like what I would call it, not even rings, but just like you see the banner like around her. It looks like Ninian's dancer thing. So
yeah, kinda. I see that bit.
I don't know. Like I feel like that could mean something. Perhaps this person, like maybe the goddess becomes an incarnate character that helps you throughout the game because one of the nations goes rogue or something. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
All we know is that we see gigantic wings coming from her as well. So.
Yeah.
This nation worships a goddess. Is it Naga? Hard to say. I honestly think this could be a retcon version of Naga that this land worships, but it could be something else entirely since this landmass looks nothing familiar.
So basically, it's hard to grasp anything from these cutscenes in terms of, like, everything's pretty vague, but I guess that's intentional.
You see like the inklings of a little logo right at the top. Like you see just a triangle forming down, and then you see 2 little spikes coming, but then like literally the next frame after, you see the same prophet person. Now we see her from the back, where she has her hair braided and has the same red ribbons that I feel like would be something you see on Tiki. She has a shield on her right as well, kind of maybe hinting that like, hey, Echo's shield mechanic could be a thing. Maybe it's just part of her design, who knows, where you could equip items. But then you see just the beefiest dude ready to swing at this woman. He has, I believe, his crest on his back is the same one from Fergus. It looks like the same thing. It has the same color.
Yeah.
I'm just like going back. You see that Fergus has this griffin-like creature. The one I can't pronounce has a force shield barrier type thing with a moon, a sun, I think, and then like a ship and a kneeling person. The other one has a phoenix. This one, the emblem on this guy's back doesn't really seem to resemble anything specific now that I look at it more. It almost looks like Robin's like brand, if anything, to me. Like,
I'm not gonna. I wouldn't try and like link this to other games right now. I think there's not enough information.
Right, but like I'm saying that the emblem on his cape doesn't resemble anything deliberately from any of the other Kingdoms logos.
I don't think let's ignore the logos for now. I think I don't know. Those are minor details we can get once we have more information. I think we're looking a little too deep. So after that we get the title drop, which is 3 houses.
Yep.
Well, again, Omni, you said this name might not be permanent.
It just doesn't give enough. But like, I think that's because we don't have enough on the game right now.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. And then, right after that, we go right into gameplay, and immediately it's just,
it just looks so Path of Radiance, and then just you see the
so
models.
they're going back to the Telia style in terms of that, in sort of the with 3D models on the field instead of sprites.
Yep.
And it's looks like, so I'm looking at it right now. So I'm looking at the menu. The menu. So they've got attack and magic separate, which is interesting.
Yes, that's definitely interesting. But then if you go let's look at all the options. They approach. Yeah. You see attack, magic, combat arts.
So they're bringing that back from Echoes.
Yeah, it seems like. Who knows if it could be like something you actually keep in a traditional RPG, where it's like, hey, I mastered the steel sword, I get to keep the arts of the steel sword, even if I'm using something like a silver weapon or whatever. Yeah,
that would be interesting. But I like that they're keeping that. It's a cool thing. That was a cool thing from Echoes that I really liked.
One thing we also see being confirmed coming back from Echoes is Equip, which I feel like could extend to beyond weapons. I feel like you could equip other things as well.
Maybe shields or things like that, or like armor.
We see items, so maybe each character has their own convoy that you prepare before the battle starts.
Maybe, or maybe they just have bigger item caps like Radiant Dawn did.
Yeah, they could be like Radiant Dawn, where you have 8 items or something like that. But then,
in that case, this could be a hard ass game, which is entirely possible. It's hard to say for now. And then what do you think formation is?
Honestly, well, we can get to that later because you do see formation in action later.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There is a moment where they'd show like the guys moving in a certain way, but like if you just go ahead to the next second, you see everything. So you see the grassland, which is the map you're on, and then you see this character's name, who I'm just gonna call her Edgelord because
her name is Edelgard.
Edelgard, okay.
Her name is Edelgard.
Got it. She's.
But interestingly, it looks like she might be like an axe lord.
She's like a hero lord, if anything, because
like axes and swords.
Yeah, so she literally has the hero's default weaponry, and like we see more of that later on. But then we see her class is aristocrat, so that's basically a lord.
That's basically that. I would say lord. That's probably what lord. That's probably the equivalent of lord.
Yeah, maybe like there's another person who will have the lord class specifically, but like because maybe she's not a lord in a traditional sense. I mean, we see her out here doing casual things, training with other people, so she could just be a high socialite or something or whatever. I don't really know.
I'm also looking at the battle data right now, the stats. So obviously you got attack, hit, crit, and then you have AS. I don't know what
attack
AS.
Speed.
That's attack speed.
That's attack speed, and it shows 0, meaning that I guess the steel axe has weight to it as well, so I feel like this means Constitution is coming back.
Maybe, possibly.
Which just got me really excited because I've wanted it to come back.
It looks like they're really going back to Tellius, like a sort of Tellius vibe in terms of the gameplay.
Also, something huge that's like just staring me in the face, I just noticed now. Durability is back.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, durability is back.
Weapon
durability is back.
Like,
yeah.
I'm happy.
That's interesting.
Because honest to God, I loved min-maxing or just sorting my resources with weapons aside, and I really didn't like how Fates handled it.
Yeah, I didn't like how the Fates did it really either, but weapon durability is back. Cool, I like that.
Yeah,
and then there's also we have Avoid, but we also have End, RSL, and Range. Range is obviously attack range.
Yes, that's just one. It makes sense. Axes and swords have one range.
Yeah, and then RSL.
I have no clue what that
Someone
could
in
be.
my chat, when we were watching this live, when I was watching this with Ash, someone said resilience.
It feels like
maybe maybe it could be like the defense stat, like how much damage you absorb before you start taking damage.
Maybe, and maybe if we go like ahead a few seconds, we'll see it. So like here, like we go into the next frame, and then we see this gorgeous like side by side where it's like this weird diagonal angle, and then you see the simplified menu that we're more familiar with.
Also, this player is clearly terrible because they're not following the weapon triangle at all. But that's beside the point.
I mean, they're also getting doubled. So, I mean, why are they using a steel axe against an iron sword?
Is not a very good
I feel like
player.
just seeing the doubling there kind of confirms Constitution for me, just because steel weapons are notoriously heavy in older Fire Emblem games. Like, you just never use steel weapons on a unit unless there's someone like Raven who is roided out and has a ton of speed and can use it no problem. But I feel like this means Constitution could be coming back.
Constitution could be making a comeback. This could be at least. It really seems like, just judging by this, like just these stats, the stat spread, it seems like they're going for a more hardcore,
traditional,
less casual Fire Emblem here.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of people are going to be really happy about, but I can also see this backfiring a lot. I can see this backfiring. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out and how well they present. It all depends on how well they present it. If they present it well enough that it's easy to grasp for more casual players, then I think a lot of these more hardcore mechanics can work. I think they'll be well received. It's just a matter of how they present it.
Yeah. One thing I'm also questioning is that a lot of people said maybe there's no weapon triangle in this game either, because we don't really
there's
see...
definitely a weapon triangle. I don't see why they would have, because remember, Echoes didn't have axes at all. You can't use axes. So why would they put axes back in if there's no weapon triangle?
I don't know, maybe because people preferred it.
I feel like there's got to be a weapon triangle. I think people are gonna want that, especially people who skipped echoes.
Ooh, yeah.
And they're gonna be like, oh wait, whoa, what's this? I don't think that's gonna be a good move in the long run. So I think the weapon triangle is gonna stick around. If I'm
also another thing I want to point out, if you go like the 40 seconds, you see that little icon above Edelgard with the square with the dot and the red arrow pointing to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think it's Vantage. I'm not sure, but like it feels like that might be where like you see all the skills.
that is the Vantage symbol, isn't it?
Not necessarily. I don't know. Like I think maybe it's this game's version of Vantage, but like I feel like that could be like where they put all the skills for every unit.
Yeah,
so
like
there's
or like skills that could proc or something.
Yeah, so it'd be like a very streamlined way of seeing all your skills in just one simple layout.
Yeah, because obviously this isn't the 3DS. You can't see dual screens. So
exactly.
That would make sense that they would show things like that on that sidebar. And then so they initiate the attack, and this is just
actual war here.
This is amazing. Like,
you see them charging up, swinging at this person, and
like
then
all the armies are battling each other while your main guys are doing what Fire Emblem usually does, which is just 1-1. But like I love this because it's kind of this sort of fusion of Fire Emblem with like Advance Wars, where you have like a whole bunch of units attacking at once, and like you've got like one guy commanding an entire squad of moves, which I really like. It's super like, pretty.
It's kind of like they're fusing Tellius with the older games as well, because in the older games, or like not really the older games, but I guess the handheld Fire Emblem games, you do have this more grander scale of a massive battlefield, whereas in Tellius, it definitely did feel smaller scale, because in Radiant Dawn, for example, there's this one map I remember specifically how it's like you're fighting literally in like the streets of a town, and so it had just that much smaller scale, unlike other FE games which had this grand scale. This, I feel, is doing the best of both worlds. It's combining the large scale of FE games while using these simple models in the Tellius series to show just like, oh yeah, no, this is a massive battle going on right now. You're dealing with war here, actually, which is always something that I feel people critique about Fire Emblem. It's like, oh, it's just like 10 guys waging a whole war, but no, you see the full battlefield this time.
That's one of the big things about Fire Emblem that people are like, oh, this is unrealistic, but this feels like a war. Yeah. It's not like little skirmishes. It feels big.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then you see like some next fights where you see archers and
you think we're gonna get like Echo's archer range?
I believe it, in all honesty, because
I think it makes sense.
It flows so nicely here. This guy, I love how they don't deliberately show it. You just see this guy, Claude, the archer. He's firing back at a distance. Maybe it's 3 spaces. Maybe it's 2 spaces. Who knows? He could go back further. I feel like there's just something of Echoes that's just so good. Because archers are just garbage.
It seems like they're really learning from, or taking a lot of inspiration from Echoes.
A lot of this stuff just is like, feels like Echoes laid the groundwork for stuff they wanted to do in this game.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. And then, so we get more cutscenes after this.
Yep, you just see a bunch of soldiers.
Just a bunch of
Pegasus Knights.
Soldiers and...
Like, literally, you got every class. You got soldiers, you got Pegasus Knights, you got Cavaliers, you see Brigands.
Yeah, and so now we have this like bird's eye view kind of thing here.
Yes.
So what do you think this is?
I think it's just a different camera angle, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Or maybe this is a different battle where it's like, maybe you engage in like smaller skirmishes in a larger area as like you move throughout the war or something.
Or maybe, I would say, or it's like a kind of thing where it just shows your character's squad with the character and from like in a larger scale. I think it's just it could just be an alternate way to play. That's what it seems like.
I feel like it could just be another camera angle though.
Yeah.
But also, what we see, you zoom in like the next second, you see a grid over on the right, and it's just like everyone's in this formation. You see your units kind of placed out. You see these 2 guys on your left and right, and you're moving your cursor, you're controlling units, and it's like, oh, yeah, this guy is about to attack this other girl named Hilda, so you got Byleth, and he looks like he has the Wrath skill in the top right.
That looks like Wrath.
Yeah,
That
and
looks
then it's
the
like
wrath symbol.
he selects on Hilda, and then it just transitions to an attack. So maybe it could just be another angle, but I like how they show the grids, and like as you're selecting this attack, you see the map slowly moving. It all just feels so fluid and cohesive.
Absolutely. This just it looks everything about this looks really good.
And then now we get into more of the story
environment
elements
shots, and now here, okay, so we have this green-haired dude.
Not blue, but green.
Not blue, green. So
Blue-green.
this is the Avatar, I think. I'm thinking this is the Avatar.
Yeah, well, is it the guy who just attacked? No, that's the guy who just attacked.
No, because this is a guy we haven't seen on the battlefield yet.
No, I think this is Byleth.
No, is it? Maybe.
It looks like him.
Let me go back.
It looks like him, if you ask me.
No, Byleth. Oh, maybe it is. Let me just.
I think it's just Byleth.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think he might be one of the lords. Or I don't
Possibly.
know.
It's hard to say.
Twitter has like a bunch of this stuff.
But at the same time, he's the only one you control. Like he's the only one you're seeing controlling
so
in
maybe
this. So we're seeing you can control him freely. It seems like there's some open world elements.
I think that might actually be the protagonist. Because I'm looking at another image here where you see Edelgard. I think Dimitri is the name of the blue guy, and because I think he's the one who was wielding a lance before, and I don't know who the yellow guy is. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, so we got this scene of him talking to Edelgard, and he's like, and here's an interesting thing. She's talking about which skills she's gonna train. They switch between sword and axe. So I'm thinking you can switch, or you can have it. You could choose which lords have what.
Somewhat. I think it'll be limited to some extent, but yeah. Now that we see this guy talking, I think. Let me just go back. What is his name again? I have to memorize it.
It sounds with a B.
Byleth. Okay, I think Byleth is the protagonist.
That's what it seems like.
I'm perfectly fine with, because he seems like, I don't know, maybe he is customizable, maybe he's not. I don't know. I mean, it just makes sense for the avatar to be customizable. Yeah. So
but what I'm thinking is because they already posted artwork of the three main guys. The black-haired dude, the brown-haired dude, the blonde guy, and Edelgard, the girl.
Yeah, so you have Edelgard, I think it's Dimitri.
I would imagine those three are the three houses.
I think those are the main lords, so...
The three houses that the title refers to.
And
then your protagonist sort of works with all three of them. And what I'm thinking could be like a situation where you're a spy that's working for all three of them, and like sort of shaping how the war goes. That would be a really cool angle.
Ooh.
I'm not sure how they could do it, but if they went that direction, they'd have to do it right.
Yeah.
First of all, don't make them related. Don't make them related, please. Don't do it.
I don't think that makes any sense in this case, because it's like it seems like warring kingdoms, maybe ally kingdoms again. We don't know how the three houses work out.
Right. And also, we don't know if there's any pairing mechanics in this. It doesn't.
We have not seen that yet. They
haven't shown pair up, and they haven't shown supports or anything.
I think supports are a given after the.
Well, yeah, I mean like S supports. They haven't shown S supports or anything, so we don't know. We have that information, so we don't know that. And then we get more cutscenes.
Yep. Then you see this chick just straight up looks like Milla, whoever she is.
Yeah.
That's like holding. It looks like, I think it's the. I don't want to say it's the same sword we saw from the beginning of the trailer.
It's more like a staff to me.
And no, it looks like a sword to me. If you just like the wings.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah, no, I see it now.
I feel like this could be Falchion, if you remove the wings. And like, I think it's in some sort of like weird dragon protecting.
It looks like it's some kind of.
It looks like a sealed Falchion to me.
Might be.
And like, not sealed in like, yes, it's the true exalted version. No, like this looks like a dumb old relic that has no practical use, but then some kingdom has it. You do something with it as Byleth, and then bam, it becomes the Falchion. Because I feel like the Falchion has a place in this game. I would be shocked if it didn't. It's got to connect to the other games in some way, and the Falchion's usually the easiest way to go about it.
Yeah.
But we see this woman just caressing this blade. She says something. We don't know what. We just get the lip flaps.
Right.
Oh boy, I don't think they do that.
Yeah, I don't think we can. There's really not much to grasp in terms of the story right now. I think it's. All we have to go on is narration, and I don't think that's enough for now.
We have nothing. But
So
then,
we have this, which looks like a kind of
this is
triangle
formation.
attack.
This is formation right here at work.
Formation? You think that's formation?
I think this is formation because you see, and I'm pretty sure this is Dimitri, because he's holding a lance, and we see Dimitri in the other thing. So this is the Lance Lord, the Ephraim, I guess, if you want to call him that, or I guess what everyone wanted the Ellawood to be, where he just takes all of his units, and then they're all scattering into this triangle attack, which moves ahead, and they just barrage through the other units. They're literally just sent flying back.
Yeah. This looks like using your squad is gonna play a key role in strategy, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And then looks like we have
mages at work.
We have some magic going on right now.
Which looks cool. You see, I guess that's just fire being cast. You see...
Yeah.
I can't tell if that's a dude or a chick because they're so far away, but you just see soldiers get blasted back by a fireball, and then we see...
Surtur?
Evil dude. What?
Surtur from Fire Emblem.
We see Surtur when he was human, or something,
no.
I guess.
So, some kind of king. He's got like some kind of... He's got like... His sword kind of reminds me of Ivy's from Soul Calibur.
True.
Because it's see, like the whip sword kind of thing.
Yeah, and then the thing on the cape that I mentioned earlier, we see that emblem on his shoulder guard playing right here. So doesn't look like any of the resembling kingdoms.
Might be could be.
Could just be an insignia.
Could just be an evil dragon.
It could be all three houses are allies, and like this is some sort of rogue group.
It could be it could be like a Magvale situation.
But like, yeah, it's the same logo as the guy who had that cape that was attacking the prophet-looking character in the first, like, 20 seconds of the trailer.
Right.
We see him going all Simon Belmont on these fools. And then we see Simone from Nier Automata, for those of you who get that reference. Or, I don't know, I guess this game's version of the Faceless.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like this game's Faceless, essentially. And then you see... The final Lord, I think. I can't tell if that's him or not because I just see the yellow.
That looks like. That looks like the Avatar.
This guy?
In the crit scheme?
Looks like the. Okay, like 146. You see the dude with the yellow thing?
Oh no, that guy. I'm sorry, I was a little ahead of you.
He looks like that looks like the other Lord, who I guess is the Archer Lord. So Edelgard will be swords or axes, I guess. Dimitri will be the Lance Lord, and I guess we're gonna have an Archer Lord for the first time.
That's really cool.
If you don't count Inez or Takumi, I don't.
Right.
But like,
we don't.
Yeah, like I'd say this is the first main Archer Lord, which is really cool. He's not as dark as he looks in his artwork, which is a bit upsetting to me. Come on, make him a dark skinned boy. We need more of that in these games, please. And then you see the archers fire at the automaton, and it's just like moving around, taking the archer hits. So that looks cool.
And then we see the crit. We see what a crits look like.
We see Byleth doing a critical.
That crit animation looks really cool.
He's just like, it's just like, I love the cut-in.
That's a really cool cut-in.
The cut-in is, they keep changing it, but it's like he's facing back and then he like turns in as he jumps off like 6 feet into the air and just slams down on top of the guy.
What would be cool is if each character had their own motion for the cut-in.
Ooh, I think that's
I could see like a cute character like making some kind of like cute pose or something for the cut-in. Like that would be really interesting.
Or like someone snobby does like some hair flip or whatever.
Yeah.
Or something.
You get the tsundere.
Yeah, you get the soon.
Josh would love that.
Oh my gosh. You just get like an impatient person stamping their foot as they just rush in. You get a reckless guy like pounding his fist together or whatever. Just like all that stuff could happen. It adds more character because critical animations just have the quotes and that's it. Like
I'm just glad we have them.
Critical itself doesn't actually show anything. It's like all we had in Fate was like, my face, now it's angry, and that was really it. It's just like
but that's 3DS. That's 3DS limitations.
That's true. But like even on even in Tellius, you didn't have any critical cut-ins. You just had the skill activate and then little like static animations like all sword masters will now swing their sword around 3 times like this or whatever.
And then we end on this shot of is this the same like goddess figure from earlier just sitting on her throne?
No, this is different because you can tell from the hair it's much longer and this is definitely a short. This is like this would be like the young Tiki or Noe character of this game. I feel like this is like the young Manakate of this game or something, because she definitely looks younger.
Yeah, she does. And next to her, we have the release window of spring 2019.
I called it getting delayed. You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
so it's not coming out this year. It's coming out next year.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? Do you think we're gonna have like similar to Echoes, where it's a May release date?
I believe it'll be May. In all honesty, I think it might come out somewhere around Echoes, maybe a bit earlier, if not later, towards like pushing June. But I don't think they'd really count like early June as spring at that point. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it'll get delayed again. Who knows? It's already been delayed once now.
Yeah, but you know, I'm okay with delays. You know, it's a better if we get a better, less not rushed game out of that, then fine.
No,
I'm okay with that.
I'd rather. It's sad that Fire Emblem is the game that breaks Nintendo's perfect streak of not delaying all these fantastic games they've been churning out, but just my goodness,
I'm
open
okay
world
with this
Fire
one.
Emblem. Just because like you see Bylord, or I keep forgetting his name. Byleth. You just see him running around this castle. It's like, is he looking for items? That's what I'm going to be doing in the first hour of this game.
Right.
As you see this castle, you see him roaming around.
Yeah.
How big are the battlefields going to be? How big is the world going to be? In like, you just see this
we
grand
definitely need more stuff to see. But as a first sell, like, oh my god, I'm in. I am sold.
I'm really waiting for them to go more into gameplay.
Yeah, I really hope that they show this at some point at Treehouse, or like some level, some showcase of this again.
Yeah,
at
we
Treehouse.
have 3 days. Treehouse goes.
We have
Thursday.
we have a few days. They could still show that. They could still show this at the.
They'll probably just focus on.
No,
Smash
I doubt there won't be a demo on the show floor. I don't think it's ready enough for that. But I think they'll show.
Not.
I think they will. They could show it at the Treehouse event. I think that's possible.
I think tomorrow might be the best day to do it, because today's gonna
be Smash Bros.
Today's just Smash. Today's like, hey, look everyone, it's Ridley.
We can talk about that, and maybe if you want to do a video, we could talk about that. But
maybe. This
looks really good.
Everyone's already going gaga.
Yeah, they're gonna waifu her, and she's probably gonna get into Heroes.
Nas is already waifu that one.
Get ready to pull. Save your orbs. Kids.
Well, I mean, will she be? Maybe she'll have 2 forms you have to pull for, as she can be sword unit or axe unit.
Stop.
All the money will come to intelligence systems.
Stop.
Oh, Kyle, you maniacal bastard.
Oh my god. Anyway, that's all we have to say on this. I think good trailer, looking really cool. Looks pretty old school, but like some new stuff as well, which I really want to see more of this. So. Well, when they show more stuff, I'll make a video on it, because I wanna talk about this stuff. This is all really cool.
Last thing, I'm just gonna read the description here. It says, a brand new Fire Emblem game with new story and characters coming to Nintendo Switch. The game takes place on, I don't know how you say this because there's an O with an accent here.
Yeah, it's Fodlan. Fodlan.
Where the Church of Seiros exercises great power on the land and its people. Doesn't tell us much. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, it doesn't tell us much.
The comments will be like, "Hey, you guys didn't read that," and I'll just be like,
it could be like some, like you said something about church. So there could be some kind of like religious organization.
They're the bad guys.
Yeah, that's sort of manipulating the
the Church of Seiros is that group that has that emblem that we keep seeing.
Yeah.
On that guy with the whip, the Simon Belmont Surtur dude.
Yep.
And the dude attacking the pure-looking one, prophet person.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's where my money's at now.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, that's all for us. See you guys next time.